3 police officers have been cleared of lying about a covering placed over the head of a mental health patient who died in custody after being restrained. The 3 were acquitted of perjury and perverting the course of justice. They're said to be delighted by the verdicts. By contrast, there was fury from the family of the man who died, Kingsley Burrell, and angry scenes outside court. A warning: you may find one of the images in Giles Latcham's report upsetting.
The end of 6 long years for Constables Paul Greenfield, Mark Fannon and Paul Adey, cleared today by a jury unanimously of all charges.
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
For the family and friends of Kingsley Burrell, a very different story and a sense of injustice reinforced.
Kingsley had no criminal record.
No mental health.
This was a man that started off having a bad day and ended up dead 72 hours later, and we're still wanting to know why.
Kingsley Burrell, a trainee security guard and father of 3, called police from outside this shop in Ladywood in Birmingham in March 2011. He said he'd been threatened by men with guns, but police found no gunmen and described Kingsley as agitated. He was sectioned under the Mental Health Act, and at this mental health unit, after prolonged restraint, suffered a cardiac arrest and died from brain damage. His family took the decision to release a picture of him in his hospital bed shortly before the life support machine was switched off.
Despite what his family think, no one has faced any criminal charges for the way Kingsley Burrell was treated here 6 years ago. What the 3 officers were cleared of today was perjury and perverting the course of justice, essentially an allegation that they lied.
It's heartbreaking for the family.
Specifically that they lied at the inquest in 2015 about a cloth or towel placed over Kingsley Burrell's head to stop him spitting, but which may have obstructed his breathing. They said they hadn't seen the head covering, and the jury believed them.
Do you think your officers did anything wrong that day?
It's not for me here to stand as judge and jury and comment upon the actions of all those involved, but I think it was a very difficult case, a tragic case, and at the heart of that, somebody's lost their life. When that happens, it's for us to learn those lessons and to ensure that it never happens again.
In a statement, the Police Federation said the 3 officers were delighted to be exonerated, but concerned at the length of time the investigation had taken. They may still face internal disciplinary proceedings. The family of Kingsley Burrell say their campaign is far from over.
And Giles joins us now. So where does this go now, do you think, Giles?
Well, I don't think it goes away, Nick, that's for sure. The Independent Police Complaints Commission have run 2 investigations into this, and regardless of the criminal proceedings, they've found that these 3 officers, plus a 4th, who didn't stand trial, all have cases to answer for gross misconduct, internal police disciplinary proceedings. And we expect to hear, though, about those proceedings in the next few weeks. So not resolved from the police's side, and very far from resolved from the family's side. They're already talking about organising a protest rally later this week. From their perspective, 6 years on, they've had those 2 inquiries, they've had an inquest, they've had now a 3-week trial, and still they have no sense of anything that they would call justice, no sense of anyone being held to account. We've had a comment tonight from the charity Inquest, which supports families involved in state-related deaths, and they've said that these verdicts will add to the disquiet and the lack of confidence on the part of bereaved families and the public in their mechanisms for holding the police to account, Nick.
Giles, thank you. Police have apologised for